Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Celestial Farm Girl here. I just want you guys to know I love you very much, and I'm so grateful that you spend your time with me. I'm so grateful that I have people that I can talk to and express myself and express my creativity, and that you guys are very supportive and you are there for me. And you know, on this channel, no apologies are ever needed, because when we express ourselves in truth and authenticity, that is all that matters, right? And so from there we go. And I appreciate everybody who's been here for a long time, that I haven't driven your way. I appreciate that so much. So I want you to look. I have a love healing altar set up tonight. I have a cup of love here. We have our rose quartz in there for our third eye, sitting on top. A beautiful green heart. Yeah. You know, for opening the heart, love, mother love, peace. I had to go through a lot of work. I've been transmuting since yesterday. I did the other message, clearing my energy, and, you know, getting ready to talk and tell the truth. You know, one of the things I really want to do when I come onto this channel is be able to express authentically the truth about how things are. Now, I'm not exactly sure where we're going, but here I'm going to finish this. And we have the sacral chakra right here for creative abilities and, you know, expression of the sacred in a way that makes it like, you know, we live it every day. We live in the sacred every day, or we live in hell every day. You know, or some people live in the middle, in between, which is really the good place to live, right? Now, living in hell must be a really tormented place of misery, depression, sadness, anger, frustration. Living in heaven is always being woo, but there in the middle is balance, right? There in the middle is balance. You know, you get a little bit of heaven and a little bit of hell, and you mix it together and you turn it into something that you can use or create or manifest. We have the star in here, right? Star. We're all stardust. We're all stars. Mother Nature created us all. When we look out into the galaxy, Mother Nature isn't just a creation on this planet. Mother Nature is the creator of the beginning, from the beginning, because the divine feminine is considered darkness, and out of darkness came the light, right? So she gave birth to the masculine. Right? I mean, that's the only way I can explain it. Yeah, that's the only way. So she gave birth to a son. So, you know, mother gives birth and mother eats it back up. Sometimes the darkness takes things back, right? And holds on to it and empowers itself and becomes even darker and stronger. It doesn't mean you're evil. It means you're powerful. And then the moon, we got that water, that pure water. So we have fire and water, the pure elements of the universe, whereas water or earth and air have a line through them. Air goes up, but it's got a line through it, meaning, I don't want to say tainted, but interfered with. And earth has a line going down in her triangle. She goes down and there's a line through it, which to me means interference. But fire and water are just pure. So the moon represents the oceans, the pure emotions, pure feelings, allowing oneself to be crystal clear. Crystal clear. And at the bottom of this cup are 5 tiny, beautiful, multicolored opals. And so we're going to drink to this cup of love and empowerment as we move forward into this reading. We're going to set these things back in here. so beautifully. Yes, there's the star and the sun or the moon. So we have the star representing the sun and the moon, connection to the sacral, the heart, the voice, and the third eye. And the wood itself represents grounding and being rooted. And this is a cup of healing love for all those who are looking for the love. I just want you to know, and it's very important, prayers are, but meditation is one of the most important things, is to receive an answer. I pulled the card so I could study a little bit before we came on here. And this represents the ancestors who are working with us as we heal our wounds, the angels, the Holy Spirits, the next world, the netherworld, and the flowers. And so I made this, and of course we know the owl is for wisdom, and then unicorn it's for magic, and the Mother Earth, the elephant, is for the empowerment to push through blockages and to stand strong in our wisdom to nature, to love. We have every one of the codes of DNA in us of these creatures. We actually have the power within us to call on the unicorn within us, to call on the power of the Mother Earth, the elephant, to remove blockages within us, to call on our ancestors, our grandmothers and our grandfathers, all the way back through time to the beginning, the primal energy that comes in the womb, to destroy those things that hold us bondage, who want to hold on to us, to think they know us, that think they can project upon us, that think that they can take a hold and pull on our energy, on our life, who are so cruel and despicable as to do things that would block and hurt others, right? Or to cast illusions. We could go to the government, casting illusions of us that we have to continuously work and support their lifestyles, when we see in reports of money today that they're taking in billions of excess cash, money, resources, more and more and more. And more things have become off limits to us, right? Yeah. It is time that we not just prayed, but it's time that we meditated on how we're going to hold up and answer to these effects that are coming across the land at these days and age. Dark energy. Let's talk about dark energy. People that are constantly, lying, cheating, trying to hurt others. I don't really like to go there. I usually want to talk about the probability of how good things are. But listen, because of the experiences I have had over the last 3 years, every once in a while it's going to go to that. And it's about destroying those things that are bringing negative experiences into our lives. So that is positive. And I want to talk to you. When I read this, The Destroyer, and I'm going to read it to you, the first thing that come to my mind was destroying, some, not people. This was about destroying access to me. Yes, I knew I had to destroy their access to me. So this was about setting up boundaries, right? My camera's going a little funny, guys, so I'm sorry. Let's see if we can get it to refocus. Okay, well, anyway, you only need to hear me anyway. This was about setting up boundaries that would help me to have the peace in my life, to give me the opportunity to do the things that I desire to do, which was to work for Holy Spirit, which was to grow in Holy Spirit, was to, once I rooted into the Mother Earth, I became her child, her prophet. I became, I devoted, because of what I'd been through and living with the cheater, I devoted my life to Mother Earth and to what I could do to help others to overcome the sorrow in their own lives. But first, I knew I had to overcome the sorrow that was in my life, my broken heart. And, the first thing I focused on was destroying any idea that I could live with somebody that would hurt me so bad. That if they were going to actually traumatize me through their actions, that they were really like evil and wicked, something I would never do. And this is the truth, because anytime a relationship that I ever ended, I turned into a ghost. I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to act like it was even a big deal if they didn't want to be with me, if they chose to be with someone else. And generally I'd run to another state. Right? I've had five hardcore relationships in my lifetime. The last one was 33 years. I had to destroy a lot of illusions in my mind. Do you know how hard it is? Because I had nowhere else to run. I run from all of them, state to state to state. Run to Louisiana, run to Indiana, run to Kentucky, run to Utah, run to Washington. Run away. I could have been classified as a runaway bride. I didn't care about a divorce. That was up to them if they wanted to get it, because I, being a part of Mother Nature, felt like once they broke the contract of truth and faithfulness, that was it for me. Marriage over. It's complete. Destroyed. I don't need a lawyer to tell me. Because why? Because there was never no money involved. No home. There was nothing to separate or split. It was always like, I never gathered things. I never desired a lot of things. I just wanted to be loved and to have truth in the relationship. I never asked for a lot. I was pretty happy within myself, I am a child of God. We are naturally find joy within our hearts. It's in there. I believe it's in everybody, but you got to seek it out. And that is exactly what happened when I found out that I had been played for so many years and so long, and that I had been so naive, right? I had to destroy that shit. I had to destroy naive Connie. I had to murder her and leave her back and grow a new Connie. Just like in the winter when the flower dies and it goes through the dark winter of the soul, or the dark night of the soul, and waits for the new flower to blossom. It's the hope that's in the heart that brings that flower back. And each time it blooms, it grows bigger and bigger. The group of flowers will grow bigger and bigger and bigger as the masses see it. They become visible. You understand and see this flower bed is popping every year, just pops up a little bit more beautiful, a little bit more brighter, more flowers, more love, more peace, more joy. These are the journeys we take within ourselves to find that cup of love. It's not an easy journey, because we have to go through the hate that we feel for ourselves, the disdain, the ugliness we feel that is in us. We have to destroy all that. We have to destroy every ugly thought we have about ourselves and reinstill in our mind our mental process that we're awesome and we deserve better. And that if we wait and are patient and wait on God's timing as we heal and become better and better, that God will bring to us the things we ask and dream for when we are ready to receive them and be responsible for the things that we are given. It's a beautiful thing. The universe is awesome. Nature is awesome. She's gentle, kind, with offerings all through life of fruitful things, that all we have to do is to destroy those things within us and around us that hold us back. What can hold us back? People around us who don't like us, who don't, encourage us, that they undermine us, talk behind our backs. Every time they do, we destroy the image of who they think we are. We are not that. We are not anything about what they think. We are more than that. We are every creature on this planet, and we can call upon the energy and spirit of any creature and become that. We're very powerful. These things don't open to just anybody. These are the things that open up to those who connect totally with the universe and nature and do the right thing for the right reasons. Now, so many of us want to do that, but we have connections in our life that make us feel bad about ourselves, and they undermine us, and, from far away they talk ugly about us, and they think that they know more than us. Well, they don't, because each one of us have our own mind. We have our own heart. We have our own thoughts. And we come to our own conclusions in our own timing. Because we're individuals. Even if we are all connected, we are all individuals. God is so awesome and creative the way that the web is spun, right? Because each and every one of us are a little light point on the web, correct? Yeah, like it's a web of diamonds, right? When we look out into the sky, all the diamonds. So this planet in a web, and each one of us who are rare and light up are like little diamonds on the web, right? They see the shimmer of it as it goes out through the arcane, the tarot, symbology, spirituality. It's all over the earth right now, at the planet. Arcana is everywhere. It's the lights, the diamonds are lighting and shining. Nobody stopped the unicorn. Nobody stopped the unicorn. You can't stop the unicorn. The unicorn is everything all in one. It's magical. It's a magical. It touches the web with its horn and changes everything. There's nothing nobody can do. And that's called being a destroyer, right? We're destroying the ways of old, the ways things were, we're taking out the liars, the cheaters, the deceivers that cause confusion. Yay, praise God. Yeah, they do not bring good things into our lives. And my advice for anybody, if you have liars, cheaters, and people that cause confusion in your life, and you only wish for peace like I once did, the first thing you need to do is start building boundaries. Okay? It's a war. It's a spiritual war. Now, how do we build boundaries? Well, boundaries aren't always easy, but they're achievable. They take time. It took me 2.5 years to get him out of my life to where I never see him. I haven't seen him in 3 months. I experienced this. I was codependent on him. There was a time that I was so codependent on this man, and he was cheating me, deceiving me. I was that one that was called naive, and it was going on for years, and I never saw it. I didn't want to see it. I was homeless. I didn't want to be on the corner alone. I had reasons to not see it. Then God got me a house, and I was homeless no more. A house that I could pay the rent. And God started teaching me how to create those boundaries, how to break the codependence. I was allowed to get angry. The first step I took was throwing him out of my bed in my bedroom. And I spent a lot of time alone. A lot of time alone, you understand, in my bedroom. While he was out there doing the ugly, watching nasty on TV, you know, his girls on the phone, drinking, getting drunk every night, living the life, and I sat in here crying that he wasn't allowed in my bedroom. He wasn't allowed in here. I hated him. I thought I hated him, but really I didn't. I hated what he was doing, right? We say we hate people, but we don't really mean we hate the person, the soul. We don't hate that. We hate their actions. And also, I hated my responses to his actions. I hated my responses to his actions. Today is the 29th. We are in Taurus and Gemini. The moon is moving through. So if we want to destroy a karmic relationship and begin to move towards our angelic self, and so many are stuck in karmic relationships, right? The first thing we have to do is build some space. Yeah. So once you got that boundary set up of that space where they're no longer in your bedroom, they know you don't want to tolerate them anymore, you may have to still be living with them, they're living in the outside, you're living on the inside, you barricaded yourself in. This is when we learn to love ourselves. We put in a lot of self-love, we pray, we stretch and do yoga, we love our body and am thankful, and we think of ourselves as a beautiful vehicle that our soul and spirit uses to transport itself through time in this world. And we give ourselves credit where credit's due. The places we've tried, we allow that, and we cry, and we allow the grief to run down our face. We release it, we mourn. And healing sometimes takes time. Takes time, especially when you're waking up to a situation that you have hidden yourself from, probably intentionally, through fear or frustration. Right? Right. And so, we have to roll with the punches, do the awakening. But one thing we can do is separate ourselves from those things that make us feel out of sorts, unappreciated, unloved, unacknowledged, because these things will affect us, especially empaths. You take all this in and you feel these things and you're like, wow, you feel them. It's hard to acknowledge your energy from other people's energies. In the beginning, empaths have a really hard time of doing that. All the things that they're thinking kind of go into you. So if they don't love you and reflect good towards you, then you're not loving yourself or reflecting good towards others. That's just the way it goes. That's the business. So it's up to us to recognize that we're not reflecting very well. That certain people don't bring out the best of us, don't make us think the best about ourselves either. And we need to build boundaries. Now we got Taurus and Gemini. I've never seen a bull at the gate, right? Ain't that what that would look like? The moon is in Taurus and Gemini. The bull at the gate, because Gemini actually looks like a portal door to me, right? Right there. The bull is at the gate, yearning to get in or out. Right? Destroying our karmic relationships takes time alone praying and meditating on spiritual help, calling on the Most High timeline to lift you up, to be willing to meditate, to hear answers from your ancestors to your prayers. Our prayers is when we're calling out to the God and our ancestors. Meditation is where we wait for the answers. It's a two-way story if you want to move forward, right? You've got to be able to sit for 5 to 10 minutes and allow the meditation to come through. Yes, you got to fight it. It's the devil. Fight it. It's your ego. Fight your ego and say, oh yeah, I'm going to meditate. Now, you just take that shit. See, I even fight with myself, right? I push myself around, tell myself what I'm going to do. And, it's not always like that hard, but I do push myself around. And it seems like I need to, because sometimes I don't want to do anything. And so I have to. So here we go. Let's see what the dice say. I'll offer you guys this cup of love. We have South Node, Aquarius, 11. Oh, man. This is awesome. It's lifting up hell. We're raising hell. And she says she loves us for it. Somebody had to be down there with all those little bitches and snitches and assholes that didn't do the right thing for the right reasons, right? And hell said she would do it. I appreciate hell because I've been there. It wasn't about torture and people getting done horrible things to. It was a place that was very desolate and dismal. And everybody was laying around on the floors of the caves like it's being in the lowest place you could possibly be. Hating yourself. Oh, I wish I was dead. Everything sucks. Oh, blah, 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 blah. A state of mind. Dying in that state of mind, maybe. Wishing it and waking up and finding out there you are in the pits of nowhere. Darkness. No light. And realizing you put yourself there. Realizing that, because of your actions, your unwillingness to listen to your good advice and intuition, your connection to the Most High will literally take you straight to hell, the South Node. And that would be thoughts of lower vibrational energy, because 11 stands for vibration. Oh, look, Gemini, the gates, because I'm not getting higher vibration from this. This is like going through the gate of lower vibrations, embracing things that, the line is over the top of this. So, reaching the depths of darkness. And as I said, I have been there. I walked through hell. With the spirit of Jesus, actually. And I talked about this often. A lot of people, I don't know if they believe me or not, but we descended down. He rode me like a horse. It was all kind of voodoo-ish, actually, because I ended up looking up the spirit of voodoo and the way they, the spirits in voodoo ride them like a horse, okay? And we rode down to hell together, like Superman carrying Lois Lane. Through the rocks. I could see the rocks. We were just going right through them. Landed on the floor, feet first. I don't know how that happened, but of course, I'd left the realm of reality and was in the realm of the metaphysical. As we walked down the hall, there was a woman standing at a cauldron, huge, stirring the pot. The fire was burning, right? And her and I locked eyes. and I could see the imps running all up and down it, but it looked like hair at first. I thought at first her hair is fucking moving, but it was imps running up and down her body, and I never saw her face because they were over her face too. It was a little scary, but I was with Jesus, so I wasn't afraid, but I was amazed and astonished, and I thought I was looking right at what I thought her eyes would be. They may have been, because as I walked past her, her head and my face, her face and my face were just, you know, she was watching me pass, and I was watching as Jesus was walking down the halls of hell. It was in caves and caverns, right? And so we come to a door, and he kicked it in. And when he kicked it in, he walked in there, and there was this, people were sitting around the walls, they were leaning back, it was like they were asleep or dead, but yet moaning and groaning, you know, it just like a place that was sad. But there on the floor, crying, was a luminescent soul. I was very shocked by this. I'm like, what the hell is that doing here? And Jesus scooped this giant luminescent soul up into his arms and turned straight around, and when we come out the door that he had kicked in and come back down the hall, there she was again. And her and I once again could not take our eyes off one another. And even as I walked down the hall to our takeoff point, I was looking at her like this until I could no longer see her. And then Jesus and I jumped up with that luminescent soul, went back up through the rocks, and I fell off right with my feet planted into the earth. Oh, the journey was even more than that, but we'll have to talk about that in another trip, where I literally was a horse and he was riding me, you know, like with bridle and everything. It even hurt my jaw after that vision. My jaw hurt really bad. He must have manhandled me. But anyway, I don't get manhandled anymore by nobody. Not spirits, not gods, not anyone. Because I manhandle back now. I've awakened my divine masculine. The minute a spirit tries to come down on me now and attack me, he got a fight on his hands, because I am Zion. I am Zion. Yeah, and I ain't playing. I ain't playing with none of them. No evil whatsoever. I eat it, transmute it, and share it with the collective for the good. Yeah, I'm different, odd, and strange. But that's why I'm here. God says I'm here to let you guys know that sometimes God sends in the oddball. Need an oddball sometimes, right? So what are we going to do now? We're going to play with our symbols. I've kept y'all a long time. I love y'all. If y'all still here, please like, share. I'd say subscribe. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I get out on the algorithm anymore, but that's okay. I love you guys. I'll wait. Patience, divine timing, and everything. From the north to the south, to the east, to the west, purified. What are we talking about? We're talking about our earth and air, our fire and water. Right? North, south, east, west. Yeah. The four directions, the power of the circle, knowing all these four elements that live within you, and that they are the four angels of the four corners of the earth, and that they awaken and protect you. Yeah, look at that. The angels of the four corners. Oh my God, that's a 7. The angels of the four corners of the earth. When you learn to master your elements, you know, your earth element, your body, you tell it what to do. You become the boss. Your mind, you don't allow it to think negative or evil things, because you have become the boss. Right? The heart, you don't allow it to hate or feel vengeance. You teach it to love, and that those who have hurt you have only hurt themselves, right? Because you send back all that energy, and we don't play those games, right? Whether they're, even if they are big bad warlocks, we don't care. Even if they are big bad witches, they're wasting their time, because we don't get messed with. We're children of God, the children of creation. We are made of stardust. We're capable of doing anything you can do times 10, times E, the ethers, equal MC, the archangels, the Mac, right, squared. Don't frick around with the earth angels. Don't frick around with the children of God, because the quantum fields will crush you at this day and age. We didn't come here to play. We came here to win. We didn't come here to play with the evil. No, what do we got here? We got a goose. Mother goose. Yeah, you ever seen a mother goose? She don't play around with her little ducklings. You better be careful. Mother goose will honk a couple times with a warning, and then she's gonna bite you. When she bites you like this, and then she goes and rips off the skin. You will notice it. You will notice it. You will notice it. And we got the blooming flower. And listen, God holds nothing against nature, right? Nature does what it does. Right? You mess with nature, and what happens? The old goose will bite your ass and take a piece out of it. The divine feminine is kind of like that too. Or she should be. Because you too are Mother Nature. You're a creative force. And, if people are not nice to you, to set boundaries and separate them out, the wheat from the chaff, right? Because that energy kind of spills over into your world. You want to live happy, you want to live in peace, you want to live a good life, but you've got somebody else, whether masculine or feminine, that is coming in at you and bringing all this ugly negative, and all you want is peace. Well, it's unfortunate, but like in any good battle, in any good desire for peace, sometimes we got to go to war. Sometimes we got to get tough. We got to get mean. We got to set boundaries, and we got to hold them. And we got to hold people to the boundaries. And we got to make sure our energy matches our thoughts of keeping them at the boundary. And then we push. We push our boundaries. We begin to get stronger and stronger and stronger. And we begin to push for larger boundary space. And they begin to notice that we're not that kind little kitten anymore that the old dog can chase around and be mean to, right? The old dog, right? Yeah. We're not that. We are not that. Nope. Nope, nope. Not no more. Now we're going to fight for our right to be a part of life. So we're going to push our boundaries outward. We're going to take new territory. Right? So maybe we're going to start pushing our boundaries out to the dining room, from the bedroom. Pushing them into the outer limits of the living room and the kitchen. And then maybe we decide we want the kitchen too. And we get tough. And they're going to be freaked out. They were freaked out. But we're going to be like, we don't want to be around you. We don't like you. You're an asshole. And we're going to carry that energy, and we're going to reinforce it. And we're going to stay strong. And we're not going to let them see us cry. Our emotions we hold to ourselves. We don't give them no emotions. We don't let them have any feelings, because they're feelingless if they do that to us in the first place. If they cheat on us, if they lie on us, if they lie about us, if they lie to us, they have no feelings. This is a spiritual war. So they like to feed off of your feelings, right? Vampires. God told me don't give them none. If you have feelings, come in your room and cry quietly. Don't scream, don't holler, don't act as if they've hurt you. Don't allow them to ever think they got you. You come in here and you cry to God. You talk to God. You ask Mother Earth to strengthen you and give you the power that you need to heal and move forward every single time. And you will be elevated. Yep. And then you push for more. You push for the living room. You don't want them in the house anymore. Get the hell out of here. I don't want to see you till dark. Right? Because you've been with them so long. It takes time. Especially if they keep coming back and love bombing and acting like they care and pretending with materialistic things instead of saying, I'm sorry, I hurt you, and this is what I did, and this is why I did it, and I would love to be able to make up things and clear my record and this, that, and the other. But instead they deny everything. But you saw it with your own eyes. So they try to make you feel stupid. I look like a Chinaman with those eyes, don't I? China woman. Yeah, my eyes are all... I love them. Oriental, I'm sorry. But they are from China, so yeah. It's no insult. I love it. Okay, so anyway. Yeah, you know, you're beginning to face the truth of how you've been treated, and you give them no emotions. So you come to your room to cry if they're around. And if they're not around, you can release your emotions through the shamanic way. Through dance. Through, if you have a place of privacy where you can get enough room, talking to the universe with a loud, forceful voice, like the Indians used to do, dancing around the fire, where they told the universe what they wanted, blah, 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 and how they would get it, blah, 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 and what they would do, glorify God for it, blah, 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 and dancing and shaking their sticks and hopping around the fire, smoking peyote, smoking marijuana. This was before the drinking. This is when they were in touch with the powers of the universe. And then they would go sit in the sweat lodge and wait for the answers and the instructions. They were shamans. They were all shamans. We're all shamans. We all have the opportunity to do this, intuition, to get closer to the universe, to speak to the universe, to call out, to say what we got to say. You can't offend the universe. The universe has been around so long, so wise, so mindful. The universe understands that life on this planet is not easy. Sometimes we're happy, sometimes we're sad, sometimes we're madder than fuck. And when we get mad as fuck, we need a place to fuck off. I'm talking about expressing ourselves in a way that brings about production, speaking our truth, how we feel, being authentic, what we think, what we really think. It leaves space inside of us to pull back love. We empty ourselves of those emotions. Self. We love ourselves. We allow ourselves to communicate how we feel with Creator. Creator loves it. Good or bad, don't matter. Creator loves somebody that's calling out and explaining how they see things. Explain yourself. How do you see it with the Creator? See if the Creator agrees with you. Then sit down and listen. Yeah, look at that. Then sit back. Quiet down. And listen and wait for the answer. Yeah, this is both about meditation, But look at all the action going on around this one. Self, the dragons. You know dragons breathe fire. And then the doves flying up after that. Allowing oneself to be oneself. If you need to meditate to get rid of anger, then sit down and meditate. Me, I need to take action. I need to dance. Yeah, full of fire. I call on the fire and water. And all that synergy or energy, I have to use it up. And I work it out through the Creator. Yeah. I take action authentically too, such as, yesterday I threw that video up. That was just a quick response to the fact that, somebody wants to get back in touch with me. And this was the last boundary I had. And as soon as I gave my message and I saw that he answered it, I hid it from his realm. So that was the knockout blow, babe. The knockout blow. He'll never be able to even see a video anymore. I will not feel his energy whatsoever. I gathered it all up. The energy he's been projecting onto me, that I'm the one in the wrong and he's the one in Whoretown, Jezebel City, Sin City, the epitome of it. And I am so much better off since he has not contacted me. I don't want no contact. My boundaries are firm and strong. He'll have to get a whole nother email account, maybe even another phone and another phone number in order to even get back to my YouTube account. And then I'll delete him again. I won't tolerate no stalker. I ain't gonna tolerate it. I'll call on the universe for help. I'll push you so far away, you'll even forget I existed. It's a knockout. And he brought it on himself. He thought he was going to keep me and his wild man lifestyle too. No. He be playing with the king of fire. My masculine side. Burn his ass. Tell him what I think of him. Speak it loud and clear. I ain't embarrassed. I didn't do nothing wrong. I'll disclose him. I'll reveal him to everybody and everyone and everything. He'll be known throughout history on YouTube. People will have knowledge of him and who he is, as they deserve to know, because he's a predator. He preyed and preys upon. When we got together, I admit I was dumber than him. I really was. I remember thinking how smart he was, and I couldn't talk. It was like I never could say anything. I couldn't speak. To get my truth out was so hard for me. This voice, this actions that I'm taking now only came after the first 6 months of connecting with God, the Mother Earth, after he moved out, or after I got him out of my bedroom, then got him out of the living room. And then he was only here to sleep. It took me time to, go through all that, but I never missed a day of connecting with the power of the Mother Earth planet and connecting to her energy for guidance and direction and how to save my life from this. I really considered him a devil. I really did. Evil and wicked, wanting to do things and not caring how I felt. And I'm feeling everything, right? I'm an empath, and he's really, and he had knowledge of that. He had knowledge of it. Pay attention to tattoos. His tattoo was of a spider web on this arm, the left arm, which, and the unicorn is the divine feminine, right? A spider web with skulls at the top and the bottom, on the side and on the side, that covered the four corners, right? And that spider web was made throughout this thing. And this spider web always got my attention, right? In the center of the spider web was a unicorn that was wrapped up in the web, and death, the skulls were laughing at the unicorn, right? But I saw where the horn of the unicorn touched the web and sparks flew. He had this on his tattoo. I don't know if he even knew what that meant. They were planning on, and I wanted to speak on the church, okay? I really believe that the church, the hierarchies in the churches and the religious authorities, okay? Not the people that run the churches. I'm talking about the people behind the dark curtain that we don't see. You know, who does the Pope represent? Death. We see Jesus on the cross, dead. He represents death. Yeah. Maybe I should pull apart. Death. We represent rebirth. They represent death. We represent rebirth. Yeah. And let me tell you why. Because they don't give people a way out other than through death. To worship death, to love the death. You know, death saved them. The blood saved them. This is like one way to go. But it's not the only way. There's a brighter, more lighter way than taking on Jesus, who said he would die for everybody and take everybody's karma. Right? That's what he said. He said, or they said, Jesus would take on the sins of everybody's karma. I don't think Jesus said that actually at all. But they said, Jesus said he would cover them in blood, cover their sins. And if that's the case, that meant Jesus was saying he would take on their karma. That's what that sounds like to me. And I don't remember Jesus saying that. And the book that I read for so long, I haven't went back to the Bible for a long time. It was full of demons, to tell you the truth. But I don't think Jesus said ever once that he would take on their sins. I don't know how he got to that part to where, you know, he died on the cross and all that became that, because his life and his lessons were what was important. What he left, the knowledge of light that he left for us to pick up the breadcrumbs and trail and follow, right? The death was horrible. And yeah, I'm sure he had a rebirth. But what of all that trauma? And taking on all that karma? If he did have a rebirth, what would his rebirth be like? Would he be absolved for saying he would dying for everybody? You know, to take all their sins and to misdirect the people in a direction that would make him the scapegoat and them victims, so therefore all their lessons they would not learn because they would feel like they were being picked on or not covered. You know, lessons that need to be learned. I ponder this all the time. This is one of the things I ponder a lot. You know, I'm to the place now where I'm not afraid of heaven or hell. I've been to both. What do I got fear, right? And I know if I go down to hell, ain't no motherfucker down there big enough to handle me. And that's instilled in my soul. I don't understand that there is no power like the power you have when you're plugged into the earth. But I know that the power I have now is the power I'll be taking with me to the other side. The power of my heart and the power of my fire. That'll be one thing that goes with me. Yeah, to the other side. Because that's the purity. That's the spirit. That's the ghost. My beliefs aren't like everybody else's beliefs, but my beliefs come from me. And I stick with them. Yeah. I stole or snuck in these beliefs, and they work. Power of the earth, new beginnings. I brought these in from another time, another dimension. Back in the ancient of days, when we were all considered equal and free and blessed by the powers that be. All we had to do was look across the earth at all the things that were given, and that we were alive, and we had a body, and we had a mind, and we could take action to create. Yeah, I stole away from the planets. Yeah, I remember being in a dream in the universe in a clear box. It definitely had perimeters. It was a square. And I could look up and see the stars. You could see through the box. It was my spirit, my soul, sitting on a chair, and I had a lamp and a book. I was reading a contract. And I know that contract was the contract that I have with the universe. Mother Nature, the mind, the creator, the boss lady, right? I saw parts of heaven where the Father resides, on the seat, on the stone thrones. There was 3 of them. Yeah, I saw that place, all white. Father of righteousness wears all white. He's also over the Akashic records. I saw him in the library of all knowledge. The things that I tell and speak of, I do not make up. No. I can recount them. The dreams I've had were all the visions. You know, the dreams in my sleep were even telling me that, I dreamed I was on a flying bus, and the bus was surrounded by 4 wild horses rolling across the top of a mountain, and I couldn't see who was driving it. But they kept telling me Anubis, a new bus, a new way. And we're just going to fly through it. And I believe all this stuff that God showed me. And I share it with you guys because I want you to have faith and hope in your hearts that, we are moving in the right direction. We're all moving. We are moving. This crew on this channel, the Celestial channel, we are listening to our higher consciousness, our higher powers, our higher souls, and we are moving forward, and we're defending ourselves by putting up our boundaries, keeping the ugly thieves away from us, right? Guarding that which we know is true in our hearts, and not allowing anybody to project on us anything, because they don't even really know us, do they? They brought out the worst in us. Those who brought out the worst in us, and we brought out the worst in them, unfortunately, we'll never really know the best parts of each other. It's really unfortunate. but it is a catalyst to change, to seeing oneself and marrying each other. And that's what me and this other guy was doing. We brought out the worst in each other. We were polar opposites of thought, feeling, emotions, and I had no idea. But there's no living with that. 9 of Swords. Yeah, you can't live with all those things going on in your life like that and be happy, right? Yeah, the 9 of Swords is just, living through hell, living in a horrible life where there's no freedom of expression of love. And, there's not even enough space to love yourself because the one around you is hating you so bad and you're so sensitive that all you can do is hate yourself. That takes a hell of a fight. We got to fight back in that because we don't hate ourselves. We love ourselves. And until we can get that other energy away from us and out of us and from around us, we will suffer mental breakdowns. We will suffer depression. We will suffer sadness because we will pick up on them and what they're going through. We must protect our emotions. We cannot feed them with negative emotions because they will feed off of it. That's what the lower level karmics do. They love to make you upset. They love to get you going. They feed off that. Gives them energy. They run around. They become runners and the race is on. Yeah, runners. Leave them alone. Let them run. When they come back, kick them in the chest, throw them out the door. Yeah. I don't mean physically. I never physically lay a hand on anybody. But boy, I sure can tell you what you are and what I see in you. I can read your energy and I can articulate everything that I see. And will. I will pull the sword. I will articulate my emotions. I will let them know how I feel and why I feel that way and how I see them. And they'll feel it. They'll feel it. I ain't going to play around. I don't play with the devil. I don't play with Satan. I don't play with low-level energies. I'm not afraid of them. I carry the sword of truth. And I will cut their friggin' heads right off their shoulders. I am the most loving soul you've ever met. I'm like an angel. Yeah, but I carry a sword and I know how to use it. I'm dangerous. I fight for the good. Believe it or not, I fight for the good. And I love it. I love a good battle. I love it. When everybody leaves here and I can go to war with evil, makes me happy. Really happy to know that I can kick the teeth out of any evil energy that comes my way and send it right back where it came from like a flaming arrow. Sagittarius, baby, take an aim. And I believe this in faith. Why? Because I've seen it. I've seen proof that me and the universe are connected like that. Yeah. That we're connected. Yeah, we got that kind of relationship. And we can all have that kind of relationship. Not only do we pray, but we got to give the universe a chance to talk to us too. It's a two-way relationship. If you're just praying and expecting results, then obviously you're misunderstanding that the meditation and listening to God's wisdom is very important too. To hear God's side of, God's point of view. Because your view and God's view might not always be the same, and there's always got to be a meeting in the middle. Right? Balance. Okay. Well, I come on to share with you guys this wonderful experience of cutting more evil out of my life, living to tell the story, and sharing it with you guys. You know, we're all blessed. We just have to believe it. We have a mind that's capable of connecting with the universe, and it's going to believe what you tell it. Okay? That's how much it loves you and how much freedom it gives you. The universe will believe what you believe. So make sure you be able to change your perspectives about life. And don't make a decision until you realize what the hell is going on. Because once you get your perception grounded and founded, you can't change it. Once you think a certain way and you've grounded that, oh wow, look at that thief come upside down. It's really hard to change a perception. Such is my perception of that I loved him and he and I were going to create a world together, a dream. The boundaries has been helping me to break down the dream as well. My dream was that he and I would live together forever, happy ever after. And after going through everything, I realized I never was happy. I never was happy. I don't know how we get happy ever after if we've never been happy. Why did I think that? In the reverse, it gave me the wrong impressions. Yeah, I had the wrong impression. But that's okay. I learned from my mistakes. No mistake is lost or foolish or wasted. Because I learned from my lessons to watch for better people, better things in my life. You know, I know now the signs to watch for, you know, signs of narcissism, codependency, thievery, cheating. I know these signs. And if any of us, balancing the four elements. And I can see and read the energy that's around me through their actions by observing them. I don't get all excited when people come over anymore and happy and, you know, try to shine my light real bright. I sit back with a smile on my face. I listen to what they say, and I, you know, either agree or disagree. I never agree with anybody just because they say it. So, you know, I wait for the conversation and to see where things are going to go. Not no hurry for companionship, because God is my partner. God, the universe, mother, father, whoever, some kind of power that exists in time and space has blessed me with strength, courage, and the ability to see things as they are. And I am so grateful to get pulled out of the devil's lair, the lion's den. So grateful. 5 of Swords. I'm not sure what this means, but she's removing a mask. Removing the mask. She got a blindfold on, so she's living through her inner world. And she's not listening and watching what people say. She's feeling what she feels, and she knows the difference between what is truth and what is lies. She resonates and listens and reads and feels the energy. She uses her perception, her energetic perceptions, the energy around her, the air, the earth, the water, the fire, to make her decisions. She doesn't listen to what she's told or what she hears, because she knows it can all be a lie, fake, illusions. You gotta feel it. And if you feel it, you'll know it. One more card, guys. I love y'all. Toast of love to you, and to your goodwill, and to your joy and your happiness in life. to your strength and your courage to live your life, take your life. Ten of Pentacles. I got my life back and my garden. I took my garden and my life back. Maybe that's what happened to Eve. EMF chose another one besides her. Who knows what Adam did, right? Who knows what they did? But whatever it did, it was against the divine feminine, because she practically fell off the face of the earth. It was against the divine feminine. I'm going to pull a card on that. Look at that. Ghosted her, left her behind, stranded her, abandoned her. It's right there. Apple to me is also an application, such as I felt like he took a bad program, like if this were a simulation, that he chose a bad program. And since he was older than Eve, according to them, they made him first. Not meaning that man is older than the feminine, because that's not true, but they made Adam first. He may have been much wiser and smarter than her, and was capable of outsmarting her, as so many older men do to the younger women these days while they're cheating on their wives. Right? And this is something we are tired of, that needs to be healed. Men growing afraid of their women as they grow older and smarter, just because they're not naive anymore. It seems like we get to a point to where if a masculine isn't a divine masculine and keeps up with his energy growing, he regresses. You know, football, beer, girls, all these stupid shit. Instead of looking at himself and growing himself and treating himself as an individual that has to develop. Well, most women that are developing won't be able to be with those that don't develop anymore. We outgrow them. We heal. We grow beyond that. Yeah. And there's nothing the matter with that. Not at all. That's right. We're allowed to offer to ourselves what we desire. Here's water. Yeah. And the crone. We become a force to reckon with. We are not here to please anyone but ourselves. And if we get with somebody that don't want to please no one but themselves, we need to show them that reflection. So since he was into just pleasing himself, I reflected his ego back to him, and I invested in only myself. But when I invested with knowledge and wisdom, exercise, meditation, prayers, healing work, whereas he invested in nookie and boobies and alcohol and drugs. And now, as I have progressed into a Queen Empress, he has progressed into a goblin. It's the truth. What can I say? He even walks and looks like a goblin. He looks like that thing on Lord of the Rings. I can't help it. I'm just speaking the truth. He went from a very handsome man into something that looks like an imp that was crawling on that woman's hair. It's kind of a surreal experience, and I'm talking about it to let you know heaven and hell reign on this earth. So be careful about your choices, because I am here to tell you that heaven and hell both are on this planet. And we really need to make sure we find that balance that is needed, not to draw hell in, right? Stay away from the negative energies, continue to grow, to do your best, to do the right thing for the right reasons, to love yourself, to be authentic, and keep those damn energies away from you. Yeah. Find someone you can work with as well, somebody that you're compatible with, somebody that you can, talk to. But before you do that, make sure you cleanse and get over what you went through in your past. Even if it takes years, you got the time. God will spare time for you if you're doing the right thing. It will seem like no time has passed at all. And God will help refurnish your youth. Yeah, that it's told us in the Bible, I will give you back your youth. So, we must have faith and believe in what we hear, because, it's wisdom. It's wisdom. Listen to the ancient wisdom. Do the right thing for the right reasons. Let's bring the earth back to the garden. Let's get back to the garden by watching over. We're trees. We have to make sure we do the right. Pick off the rotten fruit. Meditate. Pray. Listen to God's answers. Work through your dark shadows. Heal your inner child. Become a force to reckon with. Be proud of your age. Don't be ashamed. I don't wear makeup and all that fancy stuff for a reason, because I'm standing up for the natural woman. We are beautiful no matter what age we are. We are beautiful. We do not have to be ashamed of our wisdom and our age. Who needs to be ashamed is the men that cannot grow, that they stay regressed in sports and competitions and girls and alcohol and drugs, and girls, for the women that are doing this, same for you too. This is for you as well. But for those of us who are working on ourselves, improving ourselves, developing ourselves and growing, they do not fit into our lives anymore. We outgrow them, and that's okay. That is okay. And goody two shoes on us for getting away from them low-level, manipulating, beer drinking, sitting on front of the couch and the TV watching girls, movies of people having sex. My question about that is, hey, do you go to your neighbor's or your friend's house and the first thing they do is run to the bedroom, open the door, and show you how to have sex? How evil is it for them to put it in the movies and on TV? Evil for our children. They spread evil. We're talking about the media. Watch your children. Keep them innocent as long as you can. Don't let them get involved, and make sure they know that the road of over-sexuality, hypersexuality, the road of sexual abuse is a very ugly and dark place to be. I wouldn't trade my life. I wouldn't trade my life with no. It eats you up alive. It's one of the deadly sins. Lust for money, lust for materials, lust for sex, lust. I gotta have it. I want it right now. That's lust. Gotta have it right now. It's a demon. So check yourself before you wreck yourself. Because those damn demons are everywhere. And what you think about is where your energy goes. So if you're thinking of divinity and heaven and God and good and truth and justice and love, that's where you end up at. That's where you will be. If you've invested in things that are good, you get the good. And if you invest on the other side, you get the other side. The opposite of good. And that's just a fact, Jack. Deal with it. Deal with it. And if you don't like it, change your act. I know my people got their shit together. I know all you beautiful souls out there are working hard and bringing beauty into your lives. And I bless you, and so does the Creator of creations. Until tomorrow, I love y'all. Don't ever think I don't. I think of you guys a lot through the day. On those days like when I just don't have the, when I am meditating and listening to God's Word. You know, most of my life, that's what I do. Because I'm here to bring the truth and the message of healing, the message of love. But the love is for you. God's got all the love in the world. God wants you for a change to know how loved you are. How much God loves you. And you got to believe that for the magic to happen. Okay? I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Please like, share, subscribe, and let me know. Let me know if you resonated with this. Thank you. Bye-bye.